The Celtics Talk podcast is presented by 24autogroup.com, 11 locations across New England.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
It's the loud portion of the evening. I feel bad for all these other people working. Abby and Chris coming to you from the Garden after the Celtics take down the New York Knicks 127-102 in Game 5, and suddenly it's a 3-2 series.
Man. Chris, we talked about it during the game. I had forgotten what this roller coaster of emotions feels like.
They made it too easy last year.
Oh my gosh.
No
drama, no issues. All they did was win. And now, no matter what. And now we are back on this.
We're so back.
We're so back. I don't know if my heart can take it.
It can't.
But we're so back.
I am ready to see where this roller coaster ride leads. But for at
you,
least
it
one,
leads to New York.
If it does, and I'll admit, New York not my favorite city to go to. I'm not just trying to get people riled up back in New York. They hate me enough already. You New York aggregators. But
oh yes, I was gonna say the Celtics able to overcome another 7 o'clock start. There was some sun today, so maybe that's what led to this epic performance in the second half.
All right, now we get that out of our system. It's been a wild 48 hours, right?
Yes,
where from going down 3-1 and Tatum's injury, and you're thinking, how in the world is this team going to collect itself and be able to be ready for a game of this magnitude?
Because let me tell you, the locker room in New York after Game 4, it was as quiet and as somber of a locker room that I have ever been in. I was trying to hear a church mass in
I was trying to do like top 5 somberest locker rooms I've ever been in, and like the one I always go back to was the day they traded Perk in Denver. We were on a road trip. They make the surprising move. That core just was like, oh my god, because it was an end of an era, and this isn't the same, right? Because it's like someone got hurt and Tatum losing a year of his prime. It's devastating.
It's Tatum, Jayson Tatum.
But still, like the other part of it is like, okay, is this the end of this little baby era of the Celtics win banner 18? But now, will this core be together deep into the future? And I got so caught up maybe looking ahead that I forgot, like, hey, there's still the Celtics. There's still a chance in this series.
They're still the defending champs.
And it was nice to see them have that championship mentality tonight where they played exactly the right way. And we've seen this throughout the past 2 seasons. Whenever someone is out,
with this core,
somebody else steps up. And it's why we did the silly step-up video 417 times on our broadcast this year. But every night it can be someone different. And I did not have the Luke Kornet block party on my bingo card. But that's what we got, and I love from Jaylen flirting with a triple-double and defending Jalen Brunson to, Derrick White making a bazillion threes to Luke blocking a bazillion shots. Where do you want to start? What was your favorite thing?
Just that this was a complete team win, which is what you were saying. Contributions up and down the lineup, every player who touched the floor giving everything they had, and that includes Kristaps Porzingis. And I know that KP just is not the player that we have watched all season.
Even
Joe
that's
Mazzulla
difficult.
said post-game that he could not breathe. And so he didn't play in the second half, but everyone who was out there, Sam Hauser gave this team a lift, hitting some threes, and you could just feel the relief, I feel like, from this group. And it's something that wasn't necessary in the run a year ago, where you needed those role players to do something different from night to night, but it shows, and it's something that we know they are capable of, and now they have the opportunity.
And that's always been the key. Whenever someone has had an opportunity to do more than they typically have, they're embraced it.
Derrick White, 34 points.
Jaylen Brown. I want to start with Jaylen Brown because I think we all sort of come in tonight, we're like, ooh, okay. Not only tonight, but into next season, what is this going to look like with Jaylen Brown as sort of your centerpiece? And, a lot of people, a lot of the pundits out there love to try to put a cap on Jaylen and say, he's this, he's that, he needs Tatum, whatever the case may be. And what does Jaylen go out there and do? Well, not only goes for the 26 points, 8 rebounds, and a career-high 12 assists, I believe it was, but
It's exactly what it was.
It was exactly what it was. I just want to make sure sometimes.
Well done.
And from the jump was defending Jalen Brunson. And now it took, no one just defends Jalen Brunson exclusively. But the fact that he wanted to set that tone on a night that he knew he was going to have to carry the offense felt a lot like last season, where that's why he was MVP of 2 different series. Taking on the challenge and being able to do it on both ends is remarkable. And from there, I think it's easy for everyone else to follow suit.
Well, and in addition to what he did on the floor is the leadership that he showed and then backed up. Luke Kornet told us that it was Jaylen and Al Horford who pulled the team together yesterday and told them that, yes, this is heartbreaking what is going on and what happened to Jayson Tatum, but we have a game to play. And no one wants to go home. No one wants their season to be over. And that means that we all have to give it everything that we have. And so Jaylen was credited with that. And then, as you mentioned, the leadership on the floor, Derrick White said, when he goes out and plays like that, takes on those challenges and delivers, you have no choice but to follow.
Do you want to guess my favorite play?
Ooh, there was just one?
Of Jaylen.
Oh, I was going to say it because
we're going to get to the Kornet dunk in a little bit.
Series, many sequences. When he
right
passed,
here. Jaylen goes diving into the bench to save a possession.
Yes.
And that was third quarter. You come out of halftime.
Tommy point.
Celtics are up, but they're trying to stretch it out a little bit. We're all sitting there with PTSD after watching all these double-digit leads fade. And in that moment, Jaylen dives into literally like the coaching staff, saves the possession to Luke. I think he got rewarded at the other end, maybe got fouled. And it was just like, that's what sometimes feels like has been missing over the first 4 games, or at least in 1, 2, and 4. And it was refreshing that, again, guys going all out, even though he is expending so much energy on both ends of the court. I love the tone that set and the way the team responded in the aftermath, where it really kind of tore things open from there.
That's exactly what I asked Joe Mazzulla post-game. I said, this game felt different, especially in the second half. And he said, there's no question. We went to a different level with energy. And you could feel it on the floor. But I also think I go back to the team basketball. This is Celtics basketball, offensively, passing up a good shot to get a great shot. And then defensively, Luke Kornet mentioned just how connected they felt. Everyone trusting in each other, backing each other up, and they threw a lot more double teams than I feel like we've seen them throw so far in this postseason. And it worked because everyone was connected. 5 guys on a string making up. And even though there was a double team, getting back to pick up the open man.
All right, well, here's JB at the podium talking about that connectedness.
Jaylen, after Jayson went down, a lot of the talk around the team or on the outside felt very final, that things were over. People were talking about next season already, the off season already. Did you guys hear any of that talk? Did that bother you?
I can only speak for myself. I'm not sure about the rest of the guys, but what I will say is I appreciate the fans that showed up tonight. It was a great atmosphere. It was loud, and I know it's easy to kind of write things off. Obviously, unfortunate what happened to JT, but we still got basketball to be played. I believe in this group, so don't count us out just yet.
And what was the message? You obviously had the initial shock. You move on to ahead of this game and the rest of the series. What is the message? What's like the rallying cry, so to speak, in the locker room?
Defense. That's all I'm talking about is defense. It's just nothing easy. Guard your yard. Find a way to get stops. Dig deep. Mano y mano. Win your matchups. Play defense. And that's pretty much been the emphasis.
Speaking of defense, Luke Kornet comes in, changes the game in the third quarter. You guys always have a lot of fun with him, kind of laughing with him, laughing at him, somewhere in between. Like, how does he bring fun energy into such a serious moment, and how crucial was that to turning the season around?
Luke was huge tonight, defensively and offensively. Like, he was stellar, and that's the type of performances we need in the playoffs. Like, defensively, getting stops, making plays. Big finishes. He got that backwards lob. Luke was great tonight.
Luke credited you and Al for kind of getting guys together yesterday and talking about the situation, talking about where you guys go from here. What kind of compelled you to do that, and what were you hoping to get across by doing that?
Just come out and play. Obviously, the air kind of left the room after hearing the news with JT. So, we didn't want to go out like that. We didn't want to make no excuses. We didn't want to come out and give up or just turn the season in like what everybody else probably would expect. So we just said to the guys, said to each other, let's come out, keep an open mind. Like, just come out and play basketball, be ready to go, and guard your ass off and take it from there. And we was able to find a way to win tonight.
In Game 7 a couple years ago against Miami, Jayson got hurt in the first play, and you kind of put a lot of blame on yourself for not being able to handle that and be better for your team. How has your approach changed in such situations and especially now when he's not out there?
Just continue to be aggressive, continue to trust in my game and my development. Tonight was able to find like a flow, a rhythm in the game. We played with a different pace, but defensively we got stops. We still got to do a better job on the glass. Defensively, we did better in the second half. First half, we got to limit them to one shot, but just mindset, mentality. Next play. Faith, consistency, and hard work pays off.
Jaylen, how do you view your role? Obviously, Jayson's going to be out for a long time, even into next year, carrying the franchise forward, being a leader. Like, how do you, I know it's just a couple of days now, but how do you view your role in carrying this team forward here?
Just be who I am. And I think that's it. Just be myself, come out, be aggressive, and get it done in multiple ways. It's a team. We've always been a team. I've always preached team. I've done whatever, to kind of push this team forward. So whatever is needed of me, I'm excited to be able to, facilitate in whatever role. So it could change each game, each night, defensively, offensively. But the goal is to just lead, just be myself.
Jaylen, how are you able to use Jalen Brunson's aggression against him and to get him into that foul trouble?
Just playing the game. JB's tough. I give him all the credit in the world. He's tough. He uses his body well. He's physical. He knows how to sell and get those calls. And he's crafty. He makes tough shots, and he likes those big moments. So, I just was my goal was just to stay between him and the basket. You know what I mean, and just play defense. As best as they allowed me to. I try to keep my hands back without fouling, but just guard. I feel like I can guard with the best of them. So just trying to keep our hands back and then and motivate our team as well on defense.
All right, Jaylen was great. I can't wait to see what's in store now. He's going to go on the road. I think big lights, Broadway. Like, he's just going to be ready for that moment. That's why I'm particularly bullish about the Celtics in Game 6.
I will say, yes, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, that's it. You expect this response tonight. The team coming together.
Are you saying you're not sure about it? And we're not even previewing Game 6 yet. I'm a little surprised where this is headed, though.
The emotional response to losing your star. Mm-hmm. This happens all the time in the NBA. You get a little bit of a jolt. Every person we talked to tonight said they were doing it for Jayson. I think you need to carry over that emotion into Game 6.
You're not killing my buzz.
Take it on the road.
Here we go.
On the road.
Let's move it on. Second, Luke Kornet.
So good.
How
have you gone the song without barking?
I know.
Kornet.
More barks in the Garden than any other game this year, in part because Luke throws himself a block party. The 7 swats. I mean, and then just when I was like, man, he's having like a crazy good night, they throw this alley-oop that he has no business going up and reverses it home. And I thought, the bench has had some really great celebrations. They were falling all over each other after that one, like disbelief that he just went. Sam Hauser was like, did Luke Kornet really just throw down a reverse alley-oop in a must-have game?
Yes.
5?
Yes, he did. Luke was phenomenal.
10, 9, and 7. He almost had a triple-double.
He told us post-game that he was in such a zone that he couldn't hear the barks. Derrick had to pull him out and say, listen to all of this that is happening. And he did. We're going to hear it. The way he described they were asked, is it like when you have a hot hand? Do you have a hot hand with the block? And the way he described it was awesome. But yes, Luke gave this team a lift, played almost the entire second half. It was awesome. It was amazing. It was absolutely necessary.
100%.
When you had Kristaps Porzingis, like I said, Joe Mazzulla said he couldn't breathe. Al Horford, who is 38 years young, giving you everything he has, but cannot do it alone, and then had some foul trouble. They had to pull in Peyton Pritchard. And so this was absolutely necessary, but it's also something that we didn't see a lot of in the run a season ago. I keep going back to it, but that's what made some of those runs early in Jaylen and Jayson's careers so remarkable and so fun, were those memorable performances from the role guys, from Kelly Olynyk in Washington, D.C., to Grant Williams draining 7 threes in Milwaukee.
Are you suggesting this was the Luke Kornet game?
I am absolutely suggesting this was the Luke Kornet game. I also overheard Al Horford speaking to another reporter in the locker room saying this is a statement game for Luke Kornet.
Well, that is fair. I'm left wondering how Brad Stevens is going to afford the max contract for Luke Kornet this offseason. Because
he deserves every penny.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what next year is going to look like. That's just a topic for another day. I'm not bringing it up anymore.
Why are you going to be a Debbie
No,
Downer?
I'm not. I just said.
Punt it out of here. I don't want to bring in that negativity.
I'm not bringing any negativity. I'm focused on Game 6. But I am slightly worried that after a night like this, I hope the rest of the league doesn't realize what it should have realized like 2 years ago and say, oh, Luke Kornet is very good at basketball.
He already took a hometown discount to stay. I'm pretty sure he's...
I think there's going to be some money in the kitty.
Once
they make their moves, Luke's just going to stay patient. They got their bird rights on him. They can pay him pretty much up to a max contract. So
relax. Let's not leave that for another day, please. Chris,
saying.
What else would you like to discuss?
You said Luke talked in the locker room?
Luke did speak in the locker room.
Let's hear some of it.
Enjoy. Luke, did you know that Kristaps was not going to play in the second half?
No. I mean, Joe just told me that I was going to start the second half, and then, just kind of went from there. Yeah.
When did you guys kind of turn the page from the injury last game to this game in between the days, and was there somebody who kind of led that charge or kind of spurred on the...
Yeah.
I guess.
I do feel like, obviously there's quite a wave of emotions and just places where you're kind of at after the last game. I feel like we had meeting and film and walkthrough and stuff yesterday, and just kind of JB and Al, I feel like, just kind of spoke and talked to us, and I feel like they did a great job of, really just understanding the situation, and at the same time, it's like, I understand we do have a game to play and to go out and represent ourselves well and to play hard, and so I feel like those two kind of really led the way in that. I think that, stay the course throughout the game, but obviously when those two guys are kind of at the front of it and lead you into it, then it's easy to just kind of follow course and do the best you can.
What did those guys say to you?
I think obviously I feel like they're very just aware of kind of the situation that it was, and so there's definitely parts like just kind of expressing that, and all of us kind of just recognizing that and being in that. At the same time that, we do have an opportunity to move forward, and we just had to take it one game at a time, and the goal for today was just to make it back to New York. You just got to take it one game at a time, and just go out and compete and represent our team well, represent ourselves well, and kind of just try to hold it out for JT.
I know Jayson left you guys a message as well. What did that mean to you guys? What was he kind of trying to convey to you guys?
I think just expressing that, obviously, he's on his path towards recovering and stuff like that, and then, just kind of encouraging us to, go out and, keep doing the job and keep trying to accomplish the goal, and, it's obviously a situation that none of us hope to be in, but I think Joe kind of throughout the year has been stressing it, just kind of the message of you just have to love the situation that you're in, and you can't really control that, but you can't just control how you respond to it, and kind of that's whatever the situation is that presents itself is the exact situation that we're meant to be in and that we need. And so I think we just accept that and then just choose how you're going to respond. Like that's the one thing you can do about it, and the one thing you can kind of operate in life.
How were you able to respond with a career high 7 blocks, 5 in the third quarter?
I feel like it was just trying to make plays. Obviously, our season's on the line, so trying to have just a lot of energy and make plays. I feel like it was everybody. I feel like everybody stepped up, and we were very connected and very just aggressive and forceful, and obviously did our job for the day. And we have to go out and do it again, and it'll require different things on Friday, but just kind of keep that same mentality and just do whatever it takes.
If your role going forward is to start, how would you accept that?
It's kind of how I've been like throughout this year and throughout my time at Celtics and throughout my career is just whatever coach asks me to do, I'm just there to do it. And so, like I've said that, throughout, it's just like whether I'm starting or coming off the bench or not playing at all, that kind of comes with the responsibility that is, and you just have to do your best job with, whatever position that you're put in. And that's what we're always trying to do as a team.
What does it mean to you personally to impact a do-or-die playoff game like you did tonight?
I'm very grateful just to be able to have the opportunity to play and obviously to make a big impact. And I feel like, honestly, just like the connection that we had, I feel like as a team and with all the teammates and in the situation that we're in, I feel like it's just really special to be a part of. Like when you're doing it, you just kind of get lost in it. But it was obviously a lot of fun to have the night that was tonight, and you have to be able to just do whatever the part calls for the next time.
Were you surprised to be asked to do the interview after the third quarter for the television?
A little bit. I guess I do that. We kind of went on a run and stuff, and so when that happened, I was like, oh, okay, sure. But you just sort of take it. I unfortunately was a little tired and didn't have my usual wit and charm. So that was. I think I remember Blake doing a little segment on like something about that, but didn't really have my best showing. Yeah.
Can you get in a rhythm as a shot blocker, and what do you think in that third quarter for you in particular was making you so effective?
Sometimes it's weird where it just feels like the plays kind of line up. It's hard to really say anything other than like you're just kind of reacting to just happening. I feel like, just being in the right spots and trying to be aggressive and. Sometimes it sort of feels that kind of way, although it is weird to say if that's actually real or if it just quantifies or, there's the old hot hand fallacy. I don't know if that applies to blocking shots. Someone can do the research. Yeah.
Are you a believer in the hot hand?
I'm a believer in the hot hand. Yeah, this is the thing. If we have to look at the data, anyone who's making shots sometimes wouldn't say that they have the hot hand, even if they made a couple. But then there's some times where you made a couple and you know it. But then you take bad shots, and then you still make them sometimes. I don't know. That's getting into weeds.
Does the same thing not apply if you're seeing the ball well for the blocks or however you want to describe it?
I feel like the thing that you do feel in that is when you're just kind of lost in the moment and you're not really second guessing or doubting anything. You're just sort of reacting and playing. So I do feel like that's kind of a similarity of just I feel like when guys are feeling good when it comes to shooting, it's just you're kind of subconscious to it all.
Do you feel like the barking is catching on?
There is a good amount of barking today. Yeah. Shout out to D. White because he fostered me into joining back because I was a little, just trying to live in the moment and survive in the moment. But the barking has got on. So shout out to the barking. He kind of started it at one point, or at least to me, and then I was like, I need to, somebody barked.
Are you ready to enter the realm of affordable luxury? Drew Carter here at 24 Infinity of Plymouth, your go-to destination for affordable luxury.
Right now, lease a new Infinity QX60 Lux for just $569 a month, or lease a new QX80 Sensory for $1099 a month.
Ready to trade and upgrade? You'll get top dollar for your trade. Visit 24 Infinity of Plymouth at 151 Samoset Street and online at 24infinityofplymouth.com.
All right, what's left on my notes? It's very cluttered. I have a few things.
This is a tiny piece of paper.
I know. Let's blast through them quick.
I cannot read your notes.
I know. I have very bad handwriting. Derrick White had a lot of threes.
7, to be specific. 34 points. but just his third highest scoring total in the playoffs.
Really?
Postseason Derrick. We need an alliteration for Derrick in these moments. But this is what Derrick does. When this team needs someone to step up, Derrick White is there. And what were you saying when we were watching the game?
Derrick got us.
Derrick got us. You
Abby.
knew it from the moment that first three that he hit in the first quarter, and then he put his hand in his pocket, he pulled out all the threes, he found 6 more.
Which is amazing. I don't know how he gets them all in those pockets.
I did all that math by myself.
That was pretty impressive. I think what my favorite part was, though, is that not only same deal. Like, he took on the defensive challenges as well. Now, he didn't have a great night against Brunson. No one really does ever. But blocked Cat at one point and then got a foul call on him for his third. Ended up getting Cat off the floor. So I just love the way Derrick influences both ends. He was phenomenal again tonight. He's just like, I just kept saying it because it's so true. Like, I knew he had to have a strong night for the Celtics to win and get this thing to Game 6. But he was making so many plays. I was like, yeah, Derrick got us.
Yeah, he's also just
if no one else has got us,
Derrick got us. He's just been the most consistent, steady guy for this team in this series. He brings it every night.
Beyond Luke.
And makes winning plays. And that's the Derrick that we know and love, because Derrick got us.
Derrick got us. Jaylen Brunson fouled out with 7:19 to go in the fourth quarter.
To me, that was huge. And just the fact that he was playing with foul trouble. Why was he on the floor at that point? I'm not so sure. Or in the third quarter with the 4 fouls that he had. But those are questions
the New York media can be all
that
over
I do not get paid to answer, yes.
My favorite thing was they put him on the Jumbotron after every time he got whistled for a call. Because the guys love looking up and seeing the replay and want to be mad that they got called for the foul. So he fouls out. They put the camera on him. And then at one point he just kind of like waves.
That is,
which I thought was actually pretty funny.
Some of my favorite moments with the Jumbotron is when the opposing players are looking up, trying to find it.
LeBron.
And they never play the video replay
Ever.
if it's a bad thing against the Celtics.
They just keep it up on you. And LeBron just keeps looking up and up.
Like, waiting
and up.
for it? Is it coming? Is it coming?
Never gets it.
It's going to happen.
Also on my list is what Boston sports program will lead their show tomorrow with, was Jayson Tatum holding back the Celtics?
That's ridiculous.
I'm just saying, because you know someone's going to go there.
Really?
They're either, I don't know if it'll be our market or national. Like, someone will be like, well, the Celtics didn't play like this when Jayson
Talk
Tatum.
about a roller coaster.
I know. It's just
Jayson Tatum taking all the heat for the Celtics issues, and then he ruptures an Achilles, and they're like,
I'm not saying
he is the basketball god who we have not recognized or fully given his due. And then now you're saying there's going to be someone else out there that says they're better off without him?
We live in a land of hot takes, and it's annoying and it's infuriating, and someone's going to spin it like, how come the Celtics always play good when they don't have somebody? When it's just like, it doesn't matter who it is. They just seem to play a little bit more urgency, which is what they've lacked in this series, which is why they were in a 3-1 hole. And as you've eloquently said, and we'll get to Game 6 in a minute, it might catch up with them. But we'll find out, because I think they know they have, for much of this series, been the better team. They not only have the Knicks gone and ripped away a couple games, the Celtics have played their part in fumbling. It's a two-way street. Now you have no margin for error, but you have a chance, and that's all you can ask for. I think it's time.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Before we get to Game 6, we do have to bring in our
Do we want to hear from Derrick, though?
No.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Maybe later. We do have to bring in
He's not even our cameraman. There are 3 photographers standing.
I mean, they're all welcome to join, but we like to get these perspective of what's going on outside the Garden. Al, come in here for a hot second. It is the Avalanche. He knows how to position himself.
Some applause. The Avalanche. I got it. I'll hold the mic.
Okay,
You got this.
I appreciate that.
Oh, what's that?
Cero miedo. That's how the Celtics played tonight. Zero fear.
He does. He does wrestling things all the time.
Cero miedo. You need a math.
First off, for those of us who are not watching on the YouTube version, he has a beautiful Bucky shirt from his week in Dallas. I'm quite jealous.
Best restrooms.
Yes. If you've not been to a Buc-ee's, do yourself a favor and get there. It's a life-changing experience.
Yes. Brisket on the board.
I've never been to a Buc-ee's.
Oh my God, life-altering.
Yes.
Like literally anything. If you can think of something you want, Buc-ee's has it, and you can get a full tank of gas. Maybe take a shower. Like do whatever you want.
Maybe the Knicks will stop by on the way to Cancun.
Oh snap! The Avalanche is calling
Careful,
it.
you'll get aggregated, man. I'm telling you, you'll be on the internet.
They don't listen past the first 2 minutes.
That is true, but I it was funny. We went outside and we were scrambling a little bit in our pregame show, and so me and Giles get out there, and I looked at his hat. Do you know what that hat is?
Oh, it's baseball.
It is. It's a checkered flag with a baseball bat, and
Coming off of a baseball bat.
I remember him purchasing it last year during one
That's
of
what
our.
I was going to say. I should know.
One
I
of
feel
our
like I should know. Is it Indy? Because
Yes.
we were in Indianapolis for the Indy 500. Why is there a baseball bat?
So it's the Indiana Indians minor league team. It's their version of their City Connects. They do different events. So Indy 500, checkered, trying to wield it.
You think the Celtics are going back to Indy?
Our man is trying to manifest in the best way possible.
Put it out there. Let's put it in.
Manifesting
all the best,
this future.
Positive, that's what it's for. That's why I brought it out. And look at that. Got
And
the
so
W.
when I got down there, I laughed immediately. I was like, I remember us going shopping together, and you trying to get me to buy a hat. I'm not a hat guy. But
his head is.
Can't cover up that.
I mean,
that flow.
that one thing I got going for
Not even
me.
a golf hat.
I should wear it over my face.
He needs the mask.
Fair.
On that note, though.
Yeah.
again,
All right, dude.
Cero miedo.
Cero miedo. No fear. Zero fear.
Game 6.
Zero fear. Must have zero fear going into Madison Square Garden. Backs against the wall. They have played very well
They have.
in MSG. Actually won there more than TD Garden in the
Go
past
figure.
25 years.
What do you expect? What's your big key for the Celtics? What is the most important aspect of tonight to carry over?
Team basketball.
I think that's fair.
Both ends.
What
about you?
I do think that the adage is always that role players play better at home than they do on the road. I think it's going to be hard to get 40 bench points. I think Luke could have a big game, but I don't know if it's going to be 10, 9, and 7.
Yeah.
I think
It would be nice to get some more out of Kristaps.
100%. I don't think you can count on that based
No.
on the way the playoffs have played out. It's so weird too because after Game 4, even in the aftermath of the Tatum stuff, he was.
He said he had the most energy that he's had. He had a bunch of energy. He walked in a suit, huge smile on his face, had a bunch of energy while he was warming up on the floor pregame.
So to me, this comes down to it might be more of a superstar game, and so this might be the night where you need Jaylen or Derrick or whoever is available to really will you. The one little wrinkle I'll throw in there, I don't know if Jayson Tatum's still down in New York. It's where he had his surgery in the aftermath, but I heard some scuttle about that we know that their whole win for JT thing, but I wonder if he is still down there, if you could pop over, say hello, maybe get a little burst of energy from that.
I would assume he's out of the hospital because I feel like
everything's a day surgery now.
Yes, yeah, you're not
linger.
hanging out in the hospital unless
Unless
there's
you had to
something
get,
really wrong with you.
Unless they start your rehab or whatever the case may be.
But that's still not in a hospital. That's in a different facility. My point is, he may be at the hotel when they get there.
Oh.
Still hanging out.
That'd be
with
pretty
his
cool.
leg up. Oh, it's this one.
You ever tear an Achilles?
Getting treatment. Have I ever what?
Ever hurt like an Achilles or anything like that?
I did
Strain?
tear my ACL as a grown-up. Yes, and I did know immediately. It sounded like spaghetti breaking.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jayson clearly did too on the floor.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what happened.
I think everyone, we've seen enough now where when it happens, you go, oh yeah, that's non-contact, that's recoil of the calf.
Yeah, the calf. Oof.
But I am eager to see if they can continue to use that as motivation. As you said, there's always a little bit of a initial honeymoon where it's like, okay, we're playing for this guy. I do think it's something you can bottle up, though. Love seeing Bill Chisholm rocking the Tatum jersey. A couple of the other minority owners.
Owner, yeah.
They all had
sitting
it out.
courtside tonight.
Whatever you can do to try to get that karma up. And
I also want to give a shout out to the social media team for NBC Sports Boston. They had the stages of a Knicks fan focused solely on Timothée Chalamet. I was so excited the Celtics got an actual celebrity here at the game. I know he's a Knicks fan, but then to see the emotions of a Knicks fan throughout that game.
We were tracking him,
awesome.
and
yeah,
oh man,
there are a few slides.
That's
Several.
great.
In fact.
I will give him credit. He seems.
That's what I'm saying. A true fan. I respect that. No one else is. You don't. Was Spike here tonight?
God no.
I didn't see Spike. I didn't see Tracy Morgan. I didn't see Mariska Hargitay.
Seinfeld.
I didn't see Ben Stiller. Seinfeld.
He was at the other one.
Seinfeld was there? Oh. They don't let us on the floor in New York.
Incognito mode.
You'll see.
So we'll see.
Anyways, yes.
How do we get more?
Timothy Chalamet, true Knicks fan.
How do we get more Boston celebrities to Game 6?
Ooh.
Or if very worst,
in New
Game
York.
7?
You think? Can we get a Ben Affleck, Matt Damon? Don't they live in L.A.?
Bi-coastal.
Who else we got? Bill Burr. We haven't seen Bill Burr yet recently.
I know one celebrity is going to be there.
Where's Donnie? What's Donnie doing?
I think he's got the world tour.
Oh, man.
I know.
We need him. He's missing this.
Really? I think he'll be here eventually. You know, one celebrity will be there.
Who is it?
Me.
You are going. I thought you were going to say your doppelganger.
No, if he was, that would be amazing. But
I don't think he'd get to sit courtside. He's not big enough.
Well, that's hurtful, by the way. No, that is not true. I'm having
Sorry,
them edit
Christopher Mintz.
That's edited out. Hurtful. My guy can sit anywhere he wants, especially at MSG. I need everybody else to go subscribe, go check us out on the YouTube page. We will be back after Game 6
from New York City.
I gotta figure that out.
NYC.
No one else is going with me.
Barry will be there.
I know, but is he gonna pod with me?
No.
Yeah.
He will not.
Ditching me. So
we gotta brainstorm.
We'll figure it out. I'll FaceTime you in.
Ooh.
We'll be back after Game 6, and then we'll see you here on Monday night.
Go Mabel, starring
Game
as
7.
Flounder, Monotony School Musical Theater. That's where I'll be. That's my point.
I'm excited.
She's gonna kill it.
She's gonna crush it, and then are you gonna get home in time to watch the game?
Maybe parts of it. Oh no, it doesn't start till 8:30, right? Oh yeah, I'll be good. I'm good. Although I'd rather kind of get the updates, not have to sit through this emotional roller coaster again.
Like, subscribe, check us out on the YouTube page. Don't aggregate us.
We don't mind.
Except the
It's okay. We're cool. We can take it. Why do you say things like that?